severe. Tell your doctor right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change your stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Ask your specialist about Dupixent.
USAA? You were in the military?
No, my grandpa was. He passed membership to my mom, then me.
Huh.
Yeah, if your spouse, parent, or grandparent served, they could pass it to you.
I'll check it out.
USAA, for the military community and their families.
Introducing Domino's new New York-style pizza. Made with our fresh, never-frozen dough that's stretched thin and cut into 6 foldable slices. But what's the best way to eat it? Fold it, fork and knife it, or double-hand it? Order Domino's New York style and decide for yourself.
Oh, what's up? You watching the game? Or maybe the one later? Put a little BetMGM action on it, and now any game becomes the game. When you got overs and unders.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special edition of the Yankees postgame show.
Welcome inside our Yes Network studio for the WB Mason postgame show. I'm Meredith alongside Jack Curry and Todd Fraser. The Yankees win this one by a score of 9-4 over the Astros. They're now a season high 12 games above 500, and that brings us to our Hyundai opening comments. Jack, just what did you think of the offensive output yet again?
Yeah, just another potent offensive night for the Yankees. Judge went deep, Soto went deep, Stanton went deep. It's the first time all three of them have homered in the same game. Yankee fans are saying it's only May. They want to see more of that this season. I was also impressed with what Rodon was able to do against that Astros lineup. Pitching into the 7th inning, fastball was strong, slider was very good. He also incorporated the changeup and the cutter. We talked about that during our pregame. But, Todd, you look at this offense right now and you look at the way that the Yankees are rolling, they have to be pleased with the way they're playing in all facets.
Pleased, and everything is going well. You think about it, Tucker, again, opening up with another home run. I told you, I said, Yankees are going to win today because he hit another home run. Didn't get 10 runs like last time, but fortunate for them. Soto and Judge coming out, doing what they do best, knocking the ball all around the park. Rodon, a huge comeback of victory for him. He was splitting pitches left and right. His slider was working real well. We'll talk about that a little later, but he had the confidence and the build each inning as he went further on.
Look, this season series has been lopsided. The Yankees have now taken 6 games from the Astros this series. Jack, just putting it all together against a team that has been a problem in the past has to be a huge step for the Yankees.
Right, if you go back to the beginning of the season, that was a test for the Yankees. They're facing the Astros, who have been in the ALCS 7 straight years, who are only a couple of years removed from winning the World Series. And the Yankees took 4 very tight games against the Astros. The 2 paths that these teams have taken since then have moved in different directions. The Yankees are very happy with the way that they're playing. The Astros have been dreary, and the Yankees across the last couple of games are adding to that dreariness. They dominated them in these 2 games, and I think the Yankees are feeling really strong about where they are.
Well, in case you missed any of it on Prime earlier today, let's take a look at the highlights presented by your local Ford stores. We're going to start things off in the bottom of the first. Anthony Volpe leading things off. And he's been looking better in that leadoff spot. Todd, you detailed it earlier on the pregame show, and you see that one just gets by Mauricio Dubon for a single. We got a runner on base for Juan Soto, Jack.
Yeah, for him, some is more, and some is more. For him, dropping a nasty home run here to left center. He's got 103 since 2018 home runs to the middle or opposite field. That's 3rd best in all Major League Baseball. What can he not do?
Yankees up 2-1. Then it's Anthony Rizzo in the bottom of the 2nd. He'd knock a base hit into center field.
Arrighetti can't locate in that, and Gleyber Torres is going to take ball 4 for a walk. Bottom of the 2nd still, and it's Volpe. And suddenly the bases are loaded, Todd, and guess who's stepping to the plate? Mr. Soto.
Yeah, we thought he was going to go deep here again. Guess what? He takes a pitch and says, you know what? 2 strikes, I got to battle my way. Hits a chopper to first base. Look at him hustling down the line. Beats the throw to first. Some tough base running over there at 3rd with Gleyber and Volpe. They get out of the inning there with 3 outs. We're going to see an easy run down here. Kind of wish Gleyber put a little more effort into this one, but guess what? Another run scores for them, another opportunity.
Yankees still up 3-1 in this one. We take things to the bottom of the 3rd inning, and guess what? Aaron Judge once in on the action, Jack.
Yeah, it's a fastball, and he goes the opposite way. Rough night for Arrighetti. Mr. Fraser said they should be hunting the fastball. That's what Soto did. That's what Judge did. Yankees are up 4-1, but what did Stanton do here, Todd?
Don't blink.
He saw a slider, a hanger. Whoop, that's gone. Under 4 seconds, 119.9 off the bat. I would love to see that replay again of that swing. It's what we're talking about here. You got fastballs early. A veteran like Giancarlo Stanton's, you know what? I'm going to take a little time off here. He's not going to throw me predominant fastballs. Got a slider hanging 447 feet. That might have been the fastest ball I've ever seen get out of a park. I've seen some balls hit hard, but this ball was absolutely shot out of a cannon.
And, Todd, I can tell you this. That was the hardest hit ball in Major League Baseball. Bases loaded for Juan Soto. Not what you want, but they are able to retire him here. Austin Wells would score on that, so the Yankees take a 6-1 lead.
Yeah, runners on second and third now for Judge with 1 out. And Judge is going to drive this shot to right center. It is going to drop in and roll all the way to the fence. Cabrera scores. Volpe scores. Judge cruises into second. 2-run double. The Yankees are cruising themselves. It's 8-1.
And in the bottom of the 8th, Todd, one more time for Juan Soto.
Yeah, he's doing what he does best. He's under control. He's poised. Nice line drive up the middle. You think about this whole series. He's hit the ball to all different parts of the field. It's so fun to watch.
Hey, Jack, you said it in the pregame show. Let the good times roll, and they certainly are for the Yankees right now. 5-game win streak on this homestand. 29 runs scored in the last 4 games, and 9 wins in their first 12 series this season. And I go back to Juan Soto. 5 RBI tonight, and when he steps up to the plate with runners on, don't you just get the feeling he's going to find a way to get it done?
Yeah, I think about a couple batters when I used to play, when Joey Votto used to, I knew something good was going to happen. Whenever he steps to the plate, if you're a player in the dugout, you're watching him, you go, what is he going to do next? God, he hits the ball to third, he goes in the gap, right back up the middle, and he's dropping home runs to left center like that as a lefty at Yankee Stadium. So impressive, Jack, and there's going to be more to come for him.
I had a conversation in spring training with the Yankees bench coach, Brad Ausmus. Obviously, he also had a long career as a catcher, and I said, I know Soto's on your side now, but if you had to try to retire him, what would you do? And Todd's talking about hitters that were his contemporaries. Ausmus brought up Albert Pujols and said, listen, when he faced Pujols, he was happy if he just got a single. That's how dominant a hitter Pujols was. Soto has a similar profile. He's on a Hall of Fame trajectory. And I've said this 1,000 times. I'll probably say it 1,000 more. He dictates the at-bat. He goes up there with a plan. He doesn't stray out of the zone. He has one of the lowest swing percentages in the league because he's not swinging at balls. He's only swinging at strikes.
Todd, how much is that contagious when you see a guy in your lineup doing that on a daily basis? How much can you learn from him?
It's excitement. It's the poise. It's the understanding. Like, hey, when he's in the cage, same. I hate to go back, or I'd love to go back to it. Joey Votto. I would watch him in the cage. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do exactly what he does. I'd be like, I would go, Soto, listen, what did you eat today? You know, what did you put your underwear on first? Your socks? Talk to me. There's something you're doing that's incredible that I need to do. That superstitious attitude. It's something, he needs to be a Yankee for life. Let's just talk about that. This guy is going to be there for a long time. He needs to be there for a long time.
Look, I want to talk about that, but I also want to talk about what Joey Votto did that worked for you. Anything?
Well, the first time I was Red, I would work out 15 minutes in the cage. He'd say, yo, young man, get in here. We need to be in the cage for an hour. And he would go over drills with me, these little tidbits that I took. Couldn't swing like him, of course. He was hitting those home runs left and right. But I would take little inklings of what he did and what worked well for me, because I can't forget some of the things that worked well for me did well as well. So little things here, little things there.
Well, a lot of things were working well for Aaron Judge at the plate. It seems like he is really heating up. What's the difference you see in him, Jack?
Well, he's not chasing as much, and he's not missing the pitches that he had been missing earlier in the season. I always felt that when Aaron Judge was struggling, he was telling us exactly what he wasn't doing well. He would say, I missed some pitches. And right on this show, we would show examples of pitches that when Judge is on, he is not going to miss. And tonight, he didn't miss those pitches. And I think even when you are an MVP MVP like Judge has been in his career, it's about confidence. And once you start getting those pitches that perhaps you had been missing, all of that work that you just talked about with Votto, all of that work that Judge is doing along the way, that is going to turn into something really positive.
Just think about this. We talked about Verdugo this whole time in the 4 spot. 6 for 10, Soto and Judge today. 8 RBIs, 2 home runs, 2 doubles. That would be a good week for me if you want the truth. So I would, or actually a good month. So for me, that's really good going for the Yankees.
You know what, Todd, you know how hard it is to hit a baseball in the majors. Do you ever just marvel at what Giancarlo Stanton can do and how quick he can get a ball over the fence?
I've seen some guys hit home runs. I remember a guy hitting a home run out of Cincinnati Reds Stadium, Juan Francisco, but he didn't hit it with the power and the pop that it came off the bat. Watching batting practice when I was a Yankee with Aaron Judge and now Giancarlo Stanton, it's got to be something to see. If you're a Yankee fan or a baseball fan in general, get to the ballpark early and watch these guys hit. They commit to something, they stay with it, and guess what? They're going to have their tough times. It's how they focus, it's how they stay tuned in what they like, and it's how comfortable they are. And with Judge right now, he's staying taller, he's not falling over, his head's staying back, and he's letting his hands work.
And with Stanton, the fact that it was a breaking pitch stood out to me as well. He's in a 2-strike count, and we saw Giancarlo Stanton take some swings last year that he probably wasn't proud of, where his timing just isn't there and he might be lunging. He saw that breaking pitch right out of the hand and just absolutely demolished it. And there's no one who hits a baseball as hard as this guy. And when he does it and his peers are in the dugout with wide eyes and their mouths open, that just shows you've done something special.
Yankees offense has looked great the last 2 games against the Astros, a total of 19 combined runs scored. You see them shaking hands right there for the 5th straight game on this homestand. When we get back, we are going to hear from the manager, Aaron Boone, about the win.
The Yankees postgame show on Yes is presented by